Check out the dump I got. Alright, so welcome back to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. Today we're going to be looking at cutting up, splitting some cedar. So let's do it. So yeah, there's someone behind my house that's power washing their roof. So hopefully you can hear me. So today we are have this pile of this dump of cedar blocks. Thank you all of you for your warm thoughts and prayers and vibes. My son was discharged from the hospital yesterday, and he's still on the mend. We're trying to figure out the underlying cause of why he's always sick. But thank you for your patience. Hopefully to bust this video out so you can get it and view it and like it, all that stuff. So back to it. So while I was gone with my son, my cedar guy came. I had the tarp ready to go. He came, dumped, left, rock and roll. So if you're new to the channel, I have been receiving these cedar chunks, blocks-ish debris from a guy who will take cedar logs and he'll carve them into statues of like Sasquatch or eagles or whatever else that you can buy and you see at the local county or state fairs during December time. So I contacted him a few years ago on Craigslist. He had some free cedar and he dropped it, and it's a win-win for him. This is free and it's delivered to my house. I don't pay anything. This is free wood. Free wood. And what he does is when he has a load, he'll load his dump trailer and he'll come to my house, dump it, and then after that his trailer is empty and he'll go to his mill where he has logs there and he'll collect the logs that have been milled, because some of these are in like lumber type form, and then he'll use those to make his statues, whatever he does. So it's a circuit for him to drop off the debris in my place, then go to the mill, pick up his wood, and then go back to his house. So, and I offered today, or not today, I offered when he would drop it off, if you wanted like a bottle of vodka or whiskey, and he's like, no, you're a good guy, thank you, I appreciate that, but this is a win-win for both of us, and it is. But I want to make sure that he feels that it's still in his best. It would benefit him doing so by having it be delivered. Now, in the future, when I get a dump trailer, fingers crossed soon, that I can go to his property in the next town over and have him load me with a skid steer, and so to bypass him coming here. But it works out, like I just said, he goes from my house to his local mill to pick up his wood, and then goes back to his house. So it doesn't work out. It's not like wasted trip. But anyway, I take this cedar, if it's in log form or like little or big pieces, I'll use my chainsaw to buck it up, or even to noodle it, and then I'll just take the other chunks and I'll break them down to smaller pieces and I sell them. And this past January I made a killing on this wood, and I think in that video it was confirmed back then that it isn't worth the hassle of having to fiddle with this wood, get it to the manageable size, and then sell it, because it is free, and free wood is good wood. We all love free wood. So without further ado, what my plan is today, it's raining, but I need to get a video out to you all. I'm gonna sort it. So stuff that needs to be bucked up, like this longer piece here. I see some rot here, so I'll go on 16, and when I go split it, I'll keep this rot stuff and I'll burn it myself. But the other stuff that's good, like in here, I'll use that for either kindling wood or the wood that I sell at my firewood stand. So today, the plan is to take the axes and kind of start to just the stuff that's small enough that does not need the chainsaw. Use the axe, get it to manageable size, and then I'm gonna put it in these garbage cans with the Kubota, ferry it downhill into the crates that they're in storage at, and fill those back up. Start this process here. So that's what we're gonna do today. Real quick, I'm not gonna get done, but I need to get it started. Okay, this is definitely a load, and I want it out of my driveway. So, you wanna help me? You don't wanna help? I understand it's raining, but you can't help me for a bit? Anyway, well, let's get on it. So let's stop there for now. I need to go pick up my daughter. Just wanted to give you a quick video. So I have in the past brought up the Champion splitter up here with the truck and split it, but a lot of this stuff, this cedar, these remnant pieces, this debris, can be just split up real quick with the axe. So I'm using the Fiskars this time around. I don't want to mess up the blade on Old Red. Just using other blocks as a chopping block and then chopping into them or chopping them in place. So these blocks have been discarded because either there's knots in them, or there's knot pieces, or they're too short, or there's rot in places, or a cut or a split. For whatever reason, my cedar guy does not want them, and that's fine. So as we have seen in January, I think I have a video of a few of those of a few of those deliveries. I'll post one video here. People do buy the cedar chunks. I was hesitant to do that, but what people do is if they don't have enough money for real firewood, they'll take these chunks here and they'll just burn these in their fireplace. Now cedar will burn hot but fast, and they're good for wood stoves, not for fireplaces, because there's a lot of there's a lot of snap crackle and pop. It's fun for outdoors. I usually sell a lot of this stuff in the summertime. People want the ambiance of the cedar snack crackle and pop, but I had a few customers not want that because of their dogs and their small children, which I totally get. But I did sell a bunch of this stuff this past January, so definitely do, and my cedar guy came through. So this stuff will go in one bin. I'll show you that to you in a second. But I've been selling too, I think I mentioned in another video, like these smaller pieces. Now before, I would put them in my compost bin, or I would put them in the back 40 as compost, because I didn't know what to do with these. But I save pieces like this size and I dry them out and I sell them as kindling. So the same garbage cans that you saw me load these chunks in, I'll sell one of those for $30. These are dry pieces, and people will buy them for kindling. I had one lady last month, she bought like 3 or 4 garbage cans last year, and she pinged me again and wanting more. I sold her four of these garbage cans of these smaller pieces for $120, and she uses it for kindling. So one man's garbage is another man's treasures. So never I mean the beggars can't be choosers. The free wood's free wood. Don't complain. I know I've been accused of complaining before, and I'm not going to complain this episode, this time around. But this is a gold mine. So between the bigger chunks down here and the ones I need to split up one or twice here to small stuff, I can sell and make money on. So sizing, how do I judge? So something that you could hold up and pick up with your hand and will fit in a stove or a fireplace or an insert, whatever you have that you could manually fit in there and burn. Now this piece here could probably fit in a stove or fireplace, but it's hard to pick up with one hand. So split up maybe once, maybe twice more, so it's smaller, still a chunk, and that will go in the bin. So that's how I judge it. Now some of these pieces in here are maybe about 16 or a little longer, or this one here or that one there. I will measure it with a tape or stick, and use my chainsaw to bucket it real quick, and those will actually be going into the firewood stack for the wood stand, in theory. If they're straight good pieces and they're long enough, they'll be used for firewood to be sold at a premium at the firewood stand or in bulk, if I have enough bulk. Now some of this stuff, so this stuff here is just like sawdust and nonsense, or I have like some bark stuff. Sometimes his helpers will throw away like garbage in here in his heaps, and that's okay. That will be discarded, it's worth the hassle. Sometimes he'll drop me logs here, which is awesome, but then the logs end up to be punky, which I was upset about. But then I was able to sell the punky wood episode here. So as long as you are upfront with your customers, there is a way to sell different types of wood in different standards and quality. So just gotta find your market. Now some of these pieces, I don't know how or why, I end up with these like long skinny pieces, and these ones I'll put in my personal stuff for kindling for myself, because I like long pieces like this for kindling. So some of these pieces, like this little small little log, I need to buck that up. That's fine. This mamma jamma with like the see how it kind of curves out. This is like the base of a log that he got. So he started where it started to get straight, cut it to be used for his statue's work, and this stuff here is not usable. So this here I'm gonna have to I don't know, probably noodle it because it's longer than the 16, and then go from there. But like these rounds here, I can split up real quick with the axe. But this is just it's money in the bank. It's definitely money in the bank. There's some debris I need to clean up, but definitely not too bad. It's worth the hassle. It's worth the hassle and the effort. All of it. So sorry, I'm getting over a cold. So before I had to go for my son, I spent time off camera and I finished resplitting these two cords. These two cords here. All that's left is this stuff, which is more or less all bundle wood. It's all bundle wood. So I just wanted to show that to you real quick. I'll do another episode on update of that wood. A lot of small pieces in there. That was not 16 inches. So I know that they stacked the trailer to where, in terms of the volume, measured 2 cords plus, but when the pieces need to be at 16. So I think I got my money's worth. I'll sell it, definitely sell it, but I want to sell quality back to my customers and not sell junk. So I think I made up with that. It's still money spent, but I need inventory. So I'll get an update on that one later, but I want to show you where I'm putting this. So I put them in garbage cans to ferry, so I can move them from up the hill to down the hill with the Kubota in the trailer, and then move them into where they're going. Now, if I had a tractor to lift it up, I would put it in a cage and then dump it, or the bucket. I don't have that. So I'm making do with what I have. So that's what I suggest you all do. You make do with what you have. I don't know, all these channels and people have nice tractors and conveyors and all this stuff. Well, not everyone have access to that. Not everyone has the property for it, etc. Whatever. I mean, we each have our own specific needs or interest or even money. I mean, it's a big expense to own a tractor and the equipment to do stuff, which would save us time and less work on our bodies. But it's what it is. You do you. We're all learning here, right? So what this is what I built is a big, kind of like the bulk section at the grocery stores or the co-ops, where you take from the bottom, and then as you take from the bottom, the top kind of falls in. This is what I've built here. So I by hand offloaded like the 4 or 5 garbage cans into the lower portion, and then built myself a wall here, and then slowly but surely I will hand load or hand toss from the garbage cans up and over and throw them into the bin here, and that will load from the top. And then I'll fill this up to a certain level, probably up to the top here, and that will be full. So when it dries, when I need to offload, I'll take from the bottom, load the bin or the cage or the garbage can, whatever I need to sell, and then through gravity it will come down. Then I have more until it's empty. So these are, I mean, they're not perfect, but they're just made from pallets, and it tends to work as long as it is covered. I need to figure out a better way to cover this stuff, because the tarps are not allowing for airflow. Now with the pallets, there is airflow on all sides, but the top is what I need to worry about, top and overhang. So I made sure that this stack was flush, because right now there's no overhang or anything with the tarp, so that may get wet from the bottom. Kind of like this pile here. There's no overhang with the tilt bladder roof. The up here is fine, but as the water goes down, will drip down, it will get to the bottom. So again, episode from the bladder roofs up here. That was a really cool episode, and I'm really glad that I did that one. But I need to fix this roof, so hopefully we'll do that. Hopefully soon. I have someone that I can get bladders from, so hopefully that go well. Hopefully soon. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing with the cedar. Hopefully that will not take too long to do, because I don't want that in my driveway for too long. There's other things to do in the wood yard. There's always things to do in the wood yard when you're doing firewood, and sometimes to do something, you need to do something else. But to get that, you need to do something to do that one. So chicken and egg story, as always. But so that's where we are. So cedar dump, awesome, awesome. Oh, so one thing I wanted to point out. Some of you who may be asking, well, does he know you're selling the firewood that you get for free? Yes, I told him. I told him probably after the second dump, and because I want to be transparent, because maybe himself or one of his kids or maybe his wife on Facebook, and they see and they saw my ad and say, hey, Steve. I mean, not his name, it's Steve. Travis is selling your firewood that you gave him for free. That's not cool. Well, so I told him, and he thought about it for a second, and he didn't care. It's out of his hair, out of his trailer, out of his shop wood yard space, and I have his permission to do what I want with it. Now, sometimes he has statues in there that I have caught, but usually if it's something here that was a statue that got messed up or something like that, he will cut it into pieces where it's not recognizable. And because I found stuff in there that was tossed, that was kind of messed up, but I could use or to put in my shop or give away. And he made me promise that if I found any of those, to discard them, to burn them, and not give them away, because I don't want to cut into his potential profit somewhere else, right? Like, I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure that the rapport and the relationship there is positive and not shady at all. So I'm fine with that. So he's aware that I sell, and I offered him like the vodka, like I mentioned before, or payment. He's fine. It's a win-win. I have given him a bottle of vodka in the past, and he was grateful. He was grateful. He seems like a good guy, but I want to make sure that I'm transparent with what I'm doing, and that he feels that to drop off the cedar at the house is beneficial for him. And so far it has been, and I'm making it as easy as possible for him. He drops it when he has time, and I make sure that I'm available. If not, then the tarp is laid out for him, and he comes like the other day. He comes and he dumps it, and then it's gone, and it's out of his hair. So yes, if you're thinking about that I have thought about that too, and he is aware, and that's fine. So that's where we're at with the cedar. I'm super excited to have some, because we sold a lot, like I said, last month, and I definitely out of stuff. So I hope that will be good to go. Probably it was covered maybe like late spring, maybe early summer, all depending on weather, but we'll see how that goes. So it is time consuming to kind of ferry it down, and I think it's kind of like it's like 50-50. I'm just faster with the splitter versus by hand, but I think it's kind of fun is using the axe, right? So I'll get Big Red going on too. I don't want to chop on the ground, because that tarp that I'm using has holes in it, but I don't add any more holes. And you don't want to put your axe into the ground, or especially into gravel. That's not a good thing. So that's it for this time. Thank you for viewing. Like if you want to like, but let me know what you want to see, because I want to make sure that I get people watching the video and it's content that you want to see. So you let me know. Thank you for tuning in. Now keep cutting, be safe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.